Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Titans taking on Mitchell Trubisky and the Indianapolis Colts.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. As we get a peek at the former number 2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Pushing tacklers aside, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
16 yards.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down on the 37. So here comes the Titans offense. They'll start with great field position. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
Second and 12, operating from the 39. Here's Locke to throw. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, the 20, 10, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0.
To kick off for Indianapolis.
Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On 2nd and 9, Lock, and right side, Henry's got it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, Lock. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Here we go on 4th down with Lock. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marlon Mack, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Throw over the middle, taken in. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The numbers for Brown from a week ago. 2 touchdowns, and don't forget, over 200 yards as well. Not bad.
It certainly seemed like every time you looked up, he was catching another touchdown pass, didn't it?
And if he wasn't doing that, it was a great catch for a long run after it. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Lock looks to throw it again. They set up the screen for Henry. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
At the 39-yard line.
Now Lock again. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 3rd down, Swift. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
The first down screen pass, good for 5. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The first red zone opportunity for the Titans. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Derrick Henry. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Down at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
And 1.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to make this a close game again. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? I'm not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Indy set to go on offense once more. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what... you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Ball carrier.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
On 10-yard
I
line.
think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Swift, and he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
14. Titans 7.
From the 44, Locke into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
At the 37-yard line.
Locke working out of the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 21.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Corey Willis. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
By the Colts.
Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
Kevin Byard.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
87.
Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
First down, Colts.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Johnson give him a yard down to the 43.
Taken down at the 43-yard line.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
A 7-yard gain.
The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with Mack. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Brings up
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run for this with Mack. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll try and run it. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. From the gun, it's Locke. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should ought to have a few men in the box there.
Locke now on first down. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Looking to throw again on second down. Locke, he's going deep for Brown. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
By the Colts.
Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And now he'll tuck it and run. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13 run. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Trubisky. They'll roll him out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
How many times have we sat with coordinators, and especially the defensive guys that talked about big plays, sacks that often come in bunches? Well, it may not be a bunch here, but that is the 3rd sack of the game for them.
And around sack 3 or 4, I would think it starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line, knocks people off balance and changes what they normally do.
No gain on the
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here's Jackson. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Shotgun snap to Locke. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes it manageable now.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
thrown away and incomplete. It's 4th down.
On now is the Titans punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Their own 29-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground and run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
17. Titans.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And he returns this to the 22.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half two after 3 first-half interceptions.
We're not to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lock, flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
A gain of 6 there on first. Henry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
On first down, Locke. He's going deep. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have made this a 1-score game. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP. Anytime he touches the ball.
Tucker McCann, the kickoff for Tennessee.
McCann's got it teed up. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Mack. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Ball carrier.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 31, Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete.
Trubisky's pass.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit the sack there to Harold Landry. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
Take over 1st and 10.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here, and I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on second down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 2nd and a couple, Locke. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Titans have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
Tucker McCann to kick off for Tennessee.
McCann's got it teed up. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Colts set to take over here offensively. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
First down, Colts.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Trubisky.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on second down. Trubisky. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Trubisky to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold him to 3. Sanders' kick is good.
The field goal is
and that'll bring him back within a point.
The score, Titans 21, Colts 20.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
A.J. getting the ball back here. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
An advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now Locke throwing on second down. Short throw to Smith. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Smith.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On third down, Henry. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call.
Offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They will find Davis. That's complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
On now is the Titans punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 18-yard line.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky over the middle. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
87. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now we'll carry from Mack. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
With it is Jackson. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Colts pick it up.
Fumble on the play. Recovered. By the kick.
And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he's got it. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
McCann's got it teed up. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
And Henry gets the call there on first down as he pushes his way forward. A pickup of about 5.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you? And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Taking it in from the 20. And the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, in this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly
He's
didn't
lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Tucker McCann to kick off for Tennessee.
McCann's got it teed up. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Complete.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Johnson with a completion over the middle.
Trubisky.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
48-yard line.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 38-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Kevin Byard, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, gets the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now it's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Colts on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
4th down. Here's Trubisky. And he'll find Pittman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
First down.
On first down, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
3-yard line.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Kevin Byard.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
3rd and long.
He'll get this one to Pittman. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
First down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Trubisky. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Intended for.
He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver. And it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
25-yard line.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. On now is the Titans punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
at their own.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He dumps this off to Mack. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly. Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Forced to the ground. And
3rd and 4. And this crowd urging on their defense. They're up and making noise.
4 yards.
Trubisky to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Going to throw right side here, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. He completes this one to Mack. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's Trubisky. Pass incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time, and it's 3rd down. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Throwing now is Trubisky. And he's got his man Hilton. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
First down, Colts.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And that one drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
He's back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Intercepted. The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. And they will take a knee here. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they take a knee. On now is the Titans punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Tennessee, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.